We are going to start with the sources of power AC and the sources of power DC, because this system is supposed that administrate both of them, the DC and the AC sources of power. In the future, we have in the boats two sources of AC power. One source of AC power is the shore power, the other one is the generator, and in DC we have the battery bank, we have solar panels, and we have a windmill. That's okay? And with the battery bank, we are going to provide power for the systems to produce AC power. In other words, we have three sources of AC power: shore power, a generator, and inverter. Those inverters, okay, the inverters convert DC into AC. That DC power is coming always from that battery bank. That battery bank provide the power coming in to the inverters, and the inverters invert the current and convert into AC to provide final power for the AC panel, all the time coming from the inverters. All the time the power on the AC panel will be coming from the inverters. That's okay? All right. What is the interesting part of this? Those bus bars, positive and negatives, intelligent. Those bus bars have an integrated circuit board internally, and they detect if the current DC is coming in or if the current is coming out. And until today, we don't have that information. Until today, we have a battery bank and we have a panel, and that's it. But we don't know how much is the consumption. A little, because we have an ammeter and a voltmeter. But you don't know the condition of the battery bank. You don't know how much power is entering in the system and how much power is going out from the system. Until today, no. But right now, with this system, you have that information in real time. In your cell phone, because you can connect your cell phone here with the system, or with your laptop, and you know what is the condition of your boat in terms of electricity, in terms of power. That's interesting, no? No, guys? That's very interesting. Okay, we are going to recognize the equipment that we are going to use. We are going to use, of course, shore power and generator, and the first new element is the automatic transfer switch. The automatic transfer switch is that one. That automatic transfer switch detects if the power is coming, like in this moment, from the shore power, or if the power is coming from the generator. Automatically, that element sends, oh, the shore power is disconnected, but right now I have power coming in from generator. It's automatic. This is the automatic transfer switch. All right, that's the first one. The second one is the shunt. This is an intelligent shunt. You remember we used the shunt in DC to protect the ammeter. You remember? And to read amps. This one is the same. This is used to read how many amps are flowing in the system. But additionally, that element provides information about the temperature of the battery bank, and the total power on the battery bank is more intelligent. This is why the name is smart shunt. It's a shunt, but it's more intelligent. All right, that's the first element, and that element only have one positive bus bar and a negative bus bar. Of course, they have an integrated circuit board with a terminal resistor here and a connection of a cable RG45 to connect both of them. Now we are going to talk about that. Okay, look at this. This element is connected, the positive bus bar and the negative bus bar, with another positive bus bar, another negative bus bar of the links distributor. This is the distributor. That element with both bus bars detect the distribution of power coming in and coming out. That's the link distributor. And I have two ends open. I can connect another link distributor here or another here, depend the amount of equipment that I have in my boat, providing power or receiving power. In this particular example, I only have one link distributor and one smart shunt. but in big boats probably you have 2 of them or 3 of them, depending on the amount of equipment that you need to connect. The secret before we start with this is that all the connections should be completely clean. You need to clean both bus bars with the isopropylic alcohol, and you need to clean the hardware, the bolts, the screws, the washers with alcohol, and you need to tie it properly, not too much. They recommend 25 foot-pounds, something like this. It's a little, but it's enough to keep the bus bars properly protected. And everything should be connected to the bonding system. Later we are going to talk about that. All right, we have the smart shunt, we have the link distributor, we have the computer. The computer of the system is the Servo GX. It's this one. This is the computer. The computer is the Servo GX. We have the smart shunt, and we have the link distributor. Both of them connected in positive bus bar with positive bus bar, negative bus bar connected with negative bus bar. Okay, and the Servo GX is connected with a HDMI cable with the display, and with an USB cable connected to the display. The display receives information from the Servo GX in real time. This is the computer. This is the brain of the system. And I install another small displays. This display is coming from this links distributor, from this smart shunt, and I install another display from other shunt that I install separated in the negative bus bar of the system. I install 2 shunts because in the real life, probably you have this shunt in the location where all the systems are located, and you have another smart shunt located in other place for another display on the fly bridge or on the cabin, because you need to know all the time in the morning when you wake up, you enter in the kitchen to prepare the coffee, and it's good idea have one of those small displays to check the level of charge in the battery bank. Oh, nice, 93% of charge in the battery bank, and it's 6 a.m. in the morning. The consumption in the evening was only 7%. That's nice, fantastic. No, it's important that you have another display in the cabin. In the moment that you wake up, you check the level of charge in the battery bank. All right, you can install the shunts, the smart shunts that you wanted, 1, 2, or 3. All of them are in series. Right now I am going to explain the process to connect all of them. The smart shunt, we have the link distributor, we have the Servo GX, the brain of the system, and we have the display associated with the Servo GX. Can I install another display? Yes, you can install another display, no problem. In other place of the boat, right? You can do exactly the same in an RV. You can do exactly the same in a house. It's identical, no different. This configuration is identical for RVs or for boats. That's okay, guys? All right, and of course we have the main battery bank. The main battery bank in general are lithium batteries. How much should be the capacity of that battery bank? Depend of what?
The main breaker.
Depend of the output AC power that you wanted. How much AC power in watts, in kilowatts, I need in the AC panel? Oh, I need 7,000 kilowatts. Okay. I need in the output of those inverters 7,000 kilowatts. Oh, I need provide in the input in the battery bank 7,000 plus 20% of DC power in order to be 100% sure that in the output of the AC I have 7,000. This is an example. That's okay, guys? The capacity of this battery bank depends of the AC output that I require in the panel. That's it. Okay, and also the capacity of those solar panels depend of what? Of the capacity of the battery bank. The capacity of those solar panels in amps should be how much with respect to the capacity of the battery bank in amps? 20? 40? Because I say double. You remember? Because in the real life, the people say, oh, I am in the Caribbean, I have 10 hours of plenty sun. No. At the end of the day, it's around 4.5 hours. Because if I have a sailboat, shadow. Alright? Alright. Until this point, is clear, guys? Or not? Alright.